The sunrise was nice.
Coffee was better.
Coffee was better. I needed my coffee this morning.
Lindsay, can you just give us, just clap a couple of times for second purpose?
Thank you very much.
Well done. What do you think you were like as a child?
I think I had a good imagination. Probably quite thoughtful, maybe a bit sensitive.
Probably bossy too. I was always the pupil.
Yeah,
You
I
were
was the teacher.
Yeah. You actually excelled at being a child when I think of me. Did get up to mischief when you got a bit older though.
Not compared to some.
No, but I never knew of boys till I was 18.
Neither did I.
Yes, you did.
I was a total tomboy when I was a kid, wasn't I?
Yes, you were.
Because seeing Gordon, my big brother, everything that he did, I wanted to do. So I was always up trees and running around building forts in the woods. And you, as a child, what would the Gran have said?
Well, my mother, yeah, the Gran,
The Gran,
her title, she would have said I was absolutely wonderful, I'm quite sure.
I've heard the story.
Probably reckon I was quite sassy and could be sometimes mischievous, but like I wasn't like that bad.
You've always just been really sassy and confident and boisterous and always making up dances. Of which we have lots of videos, right? Yes, we do.
Yeah.
I don't remember ever having to get you into trouble for anything.
I can only remember one thing.
One thing. What
Yeah,
was that?
Drawing on the wall.
Drawing on the wall. No,
Underneath-
that's two
underneath
things
your
then.
desk.
Two things.
Oh, and poking my finger in one of your cakes.
Yes.
Because I know you keep all my drawings from when I was 4 or 5.
No, I've got your drawings from like when I used to pin them up on the fridge, you and Carly. No matter what you and Carly got me for Mother's Day, going back when you were children, when you would make me a card, colour it in and, you know, gather some flowers even from the garden. I mean, that meant the world to me because it was just that moment that you could celebrate motherhood. You know, Mother's Day is going to have a completely different outlook for me now that you are going to be a mum, because I've always loved Mother's Day and my baby's having a baby and you're going to be a mother.
And I still can't believe it actually, that someone's going to call me mum. I wonder what that'll feel like
Amazing.
when he says to me for the first time, mum. I think it's going to be, I won't believe it.
You'll have a wee tear in your eye,
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
What would be a perfect Mother's Day for you?
Well, you know me, and I love experiences and getting to spend time with the people I love. So my perfect Mother's Day would be an afternoon tea somewhere really, really lovely with you, with Grandma. I mean, Dad can tag along, but he's not a necessity.
You always like something that's Instagrammable.
Thanks.
A lot of people feel like it is just another day in the calendar, but I feel like it's a good day to allow you to recognise somebody who, you know, you're such a huge part of my life and every single day you do me favours and you do so much for me. So it's nice to have a dedicated day where you know that I'm grateful for that.
Ooh, stop it.
What did you used to do with the Gran for Mother's Day?
Well,
Before we were around?
Before you were there, you know, we would usually go out for dinner, we would do something. It was a good excuse, although we don't need one, to get together and celebrate. And, you know, Mum loved her parties.
Oh, yes, she did,
she was
yeah.
a party animal, great sense of humour and good fun. And, yeah, she used to just love having everybody around.
Mother's Day always meant that I would give Nana a card, but also my wee auntie, who didn't have any children, but I saw her like my mum. She had such a good influence. And it was lovely to send her a card because there's other people that are like your mum, but they didn't maybe give birth to you, but they feel like a mum in your heart. And I love giving Auntie Minnie a card.
I think Auntie Minnie saw you as her child, Julie.
She did. It stands that you may not give birth to someone, but you could be a mum to someone.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
that's important, you know, especially now when you will want support, we need mums.
In some ways, you can be more open with someone that's not your mum.
Yeah.
You know, like Nana, I used to kind of tell her more than I told you.
Oh, really?
Because I know Nana would just be like,
Yeah,
just-
she's probably
yeah.
less judgmental because I would want to be the mother, the parent, whereas Nana,
that
being
was
your
it.
grandmother, she would be.
She was more like my best friend.
Yeah, and that's such a lovely relationship.
Yeah.
And I hope that I have that relationship with my grandchildren. So you were saying the other day that at Christmas, you're always reminded of me because of the particular candles.
Like the cinnamon
Yeah.
and the clove, and you liked a gingerbread one, and you used to put them all throughout the house. And then at Christmas time, you walked into the house and you could smell it and it just reminds you of home. Because I find myself buying them now for my home.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It's like a comfort smell.
It's amazing, isn't it, how scents trigger memories. And it's nice that you relate that to me.
Well, I suppose really,
loved
maybe that's where
fragrances.
this all started with my mum, because she loved perfumes.
She did.
We could never go through a department store without trying all of them on
Do you
at the
remember
one
getting
time.
on the plane to Spain and being sat next to her and she'd sprayed fragrances all up each arm?
She just loved it, didn't she?
Yeah. So there's a fragrance that would always remind me of you. And when you got the bottle because you thought it was discontinued ages ago.
Yeah.
And I smelt it the other day and it literally took me back to being about 7 years old or something and sitting on your bed while you were getting ready to go out for dinner or something.
Yes.
And watching you do your hair and makeup and try on all your clothes, and I was in your wardrobe trying on your shoes. And that fragrance it immediately makes me think of you and being a kid again.
In Zambia, it's very dry, so sometimes in the afternoons there would be this downpour of rain, and it was a very short downpour, but when I would walk outside and that smell of fresh earth, it just takes me back to a really, really lovely time growing up there, and I think that's probably one of my strongest scent memories.
Well, obviously when you used to bake cakes and stuff, when I would walk in the house from school and just smell the cakes that you'd been making that day, that's one that will always be in my head.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's quite a nice memory.
And my mother had a specific smell. I can't even describe it. It was a certain perfume, and I remember she said she'd never been bought perfume in her life.
Really?
After my father had died. So it's 63, I think, 65 she was. And I bought her first real expensive bottle of perfume. And then I had to keep buying it because she kept wearing it.
Well, that's nice because then if you asked her, if she was still here and you asked her about all these memories, she would probably think
So
of
it was
that.
that perfume. But every
from
time I
you-
smell it, even someone passing, you
Yeah.
know, she springs to mind.
Yeah.
The smell of garlic literally reminds me of the weekend. Every weekend, whenever you'd cook bolognese or something, the smell of garlic just makes me think of
Can't
Nice.
be bad. Yeah, it's
Nice, good
wonderful,
times.
isn't it? And I think that's the thing, isn't it? Fragrance it's very emotive, isn't it? And you know, you come visit, and if I'm making lentil soup, you'll say, "Oh, Mum, that aroma's wonderful." You know, it
smells
takes,
like mum.
yeah, because you know, and it was the same for me. So
Yeah.
I think fragrance is something that can really transport you to a completely different time and place, can't it? It's quite incredible.
That smell is so lovely. Do you know what it reminds me of?
I think I have a sense of what it could remind you of, but you can tell me.
Totally smells like a spa.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that.
Do you
honestly.
want to see?
I can see what you mean, but obviously I've not been to a spa, so I don't really know. But
Oh, now this one is After the Rain, lime, rose and sandalwood, which sounds beautiful, doesn't it? I like the sound of that.
I really like the bottles. I like the wooden lid. It's very natural
Yes, it
looking.
is. Oh, now that's wonderful.
Let me smell. No.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Now,
I can smell-
sometimes, sorry, Lindsay, sometimes rose can be just too sweety, but
That's
that
not,
actually,
it's very, very subtle for the rose. I can smell the lime though, that citrus note, beautiful.
Yeah, I think I can smell the lime in that as well. That's lovely. Sandalwood's generally one of my favourites, but I think I feel that
that's really nice.
it is lovely, isn't
Yeah.
it? Mm-hmm.
Does it make a lovely gift
Yes. To myself.
to yourself? Oh, that's nice. Oh,
That is like After the Rain.
yes.
On a, yes. you know, like a poppy field, daisies and trees going through Spain. Citrus trees.
That'll be the lime.
What else?
The sandalwood's got that sort of earthen
That we like.
that we like.
Can I smell it? Oh, it's so fresh, isn't
Yeah.
it?
There's a joy about it. It reminds me of happiness. If happiness was actually in a
does.
bottle,
Yeah.
it's happiness, isn't it?
It's like sunshine.
Yeah, it's happiness.
Yeah. This one is fig and ylang ylang. It's called Glen Rosa.
Nice.
I'll have a spray. Oh, already it's, wow.
You have a wee spritz on this hand.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's lovely,
Now
isn't it?
That's catapulted me into something else.
Yeah. Calm.
Yeah, there's a calm,
Yeah.
there's a stillness in this. There's
Like
a
a
real
spa.
sense of spa, relax.
Yes, I love that.
It's gorgeous,
Absolutely.
it really is. It's just a different world really from After the Rain, but it's
Yeah.
also a beautiful world, isn't it?
So this one's called Glen Rosa, and
Okay.
it's got fig and ylang ylang.
Oh, that sounds really interesting.
Let me have a scoosh.
And we love figs, don't we?
Oh gosh, yeah,
Yes,
you've
we
got a
love
fig
to eat
tree in the
them.
garden.
Yes.
Oh wow. Oh, that's got almost like a vanilla-y, coconutty. That's what I can smell at least.
Oh, it is
Super
but it's
fruity.
not sickly.
Oh no, that's really
Yeah,
nice.
I'm not, that's just
I love
the right
that.
sort of
and
blend.
actually, you can smell the fig completely.
Yeah. Well,
That's
another-
such a summery fragrance. Just imagine being,
yeah,
being
that's
somewhere
lovely.
hot by the sea. Little scoosh of that in the evening. You try it on your wrist. Let me try this one.
I love the bottles. They're so beautiful.
That one, the lime in it is just so fresh. It's beautiful. I really like that.
Gorgeous.
I don't know which one I prefer.
Oh, actually, I like them both.
Both. Can you wear both at the same
mean,
time?
Well, why not? The
Lime
Gran-
on one
the
side
Gran
and
used
fig on
to.
the other.